Thanks everyone for joining us. My name's Ryan. I'm the CEO and founder of Neto, and today I'm joined by Mike from Keetrax, who's going to be running through the new Keesubscriptions solution, which is this month's app of the month. And I know that Mike has been working closely with a number of Neto merchants over the last few months now, building this app. It's really exciting to see it come to fruition. It's now available in the Neto App Store. So Mike, thanks for joining us. We will be recording today's webinar and we'll send out the recording at the end of the webinar. Through the webinar, this is a live webinar, so do ask any questions that you might have and we'll do our best to answer those questions as we go. You can ask a question in the chat console in front of you or in the Q&A console. Any questions that we don't get to during the webinar, we'll respond to post the webinar. But over to you, Mike. Take it away.
All right, cool. Thanks, Ryan. So yeah, I'm Mike. I'm from Keetrax. We are an agency that helps e-commerce businesses scale and grow, and we've been working with Neto since 2016. And basically, from the first sites we started working with on Neto, we've had clients ask us about selling subscriptions on their Neto sites. And that pretty much led us to where we are today with Keesubscriptions. So yeah, so thanks Ryan and Neto for giving us the opportunity to chat tonight about our app and giving you guys a demo. I'll get right into it. Keesubscriptions, it's an app that can turn any one of your existing Neto products into an ongoing revenue stream with a subscription model. It's fully integrated into Neto. It's built purposely for Neto, so the integration is really quite tight, and it works on any Neto store and for any Neto product. And well, I don't think most Neto merchants need convincing that selling subscriptions is where it's at. We've been getting so many questions from merchants about this, basically because if you've got customers on subscription, you pretty much do away with the customer acquisition costs. It multiplies your marketing ROI. It means that you can predict your future sales, and it's a value add for your customers themselves. We'll bring up a few stats to show pretty much how big the subscription market is becoming. This is from McKinsey in the States, and they've shown that half of all shoppers pretty much already use a subscription service. So they are familiar with the concept. You don't have to sell them on the concept of getting on a subscription. And 15% of shoppers are even on a box subscription already. Box subscriptions are quite interesting for merchants because it's a revenue stream that generally wouldn't have existed without a subscription. And the market's doubled in the last 5 years. There's no signs of it slowing down. And once people do start buying subscriptions, they don't stop. That's that last stat in there is 42% of male subscribers already has 3 or more subscriptions. So it's a clear trend. And it's not just physical goods. It's software becoming more and more software as a service, to media consumption becoming subscription-based. Think of Netflix, Amazon Prime, video, etc. But really, any type of store can sell subscription products, and they broadly fall into 3 different categories. The first one being replenishment subscriptions. Basically, that's when you send a refill before a consumable runs out. Think of toothbrushes, coffee, pet food or medication, cosmetics. And yeah, if your product is consumable, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Instead of having to acquire the same customer over and over again when their product runs out, you get the revenue on subscription, basically saving you all of the customer acquisition costs. The second model that you can think of for physical product subscriptions are the surprise boxes. This one's interesting because it generates sales that would not have existed without subscriptions. Examples of surprise boxes are pet toy boxes, beer samplers, toy boxes for kids, veggie boxes, and so on. It also lends itself really well for gifting. And the final model you can think of is the membership model. This is one that we are really quite excited about at the moment because it's a feature that we'll be launching in the coming month. And it's basically the model of Amazon Prime. It's your customers pay you for exclusive access, whether that's for early VIP deals, better discounts, or for free or fast shipping. So yeah, that's coming to Keesubscriptions as well. With all that said, let's have a look at our app. I'll start with some general notes about how it works. Keesubscriptions allows you to turn any product on your Neto store into a subscription product, where the customer can choose the interval of their product, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, etc. They can check out subscription products at the same time as other products on your Neto store with a single payment. And then a few days before the subscription is due to renew, an order is pushed to your Neto store so you know it's coming up, but also so you can change that order as the merchant. So if you have any special discounts you want to add, if you want to add products, etc., you can do that at that stage, so that when the subscription is due to actually renew, that full order is charged to the card on file. And then once that order is paid, it is automatically approved and it goes into pick, which means that your warehouse staff will basically be processing subscription orders like they would any other order in Neto. All subscriptions with Keesubscriptions are managed through Stripe, which is the only payment gateway that we support. However, it is possible to use Stripe for subscription products only if you do use other payment methods.
Mike, just stop you there for a second. Just a question around whether this will also work with kitted products, say it works with any products.
Yeah, that's right. It does work with kitted products as well. So it's really any product you can sell in Neto, you can turn into a subscription product. So that also means it works with variations, kitted products, simple products, anything. Yeah.
Okay, great. And just to, I guess, also clarify what Mike was saying around Stripe. So with Neto, and many of you might not know this, if you are wedded to another payment gateway, for example, you can actually add Stripe and only have it available for certain use cases like Keesubscriptions or Apple Pay and Google Pay, for example, without having it as your primary processor for credit cards, if you so choose.
Cool. Thanks, Ryan. I'll bring up a product with a subscription on our demo site. When you start with Keesubscriptions, we've got a bunch of theme tweaks that you or your developer can implement on your site. They're really quite plug and play and work on most Neto sites without much adjustments. However, your developer can adjust it to anything they want. It's fully documented and easy to change. And this is what it looks like by default. When you enable Keesubscriptions on a product, an auto delivery box will show up on that product where the customer can choose whether they want to order this product on a subscription, with the default being no. The intervals that you see here are fully configurable by the merchant. I'll show you later what that looks like. And so is the $1 discount on subscription. So you can also use that as a nice incentive for people to get these subscriptions. You can give some more information about how the auto delivery works, and I'll just give you some examples from real world stores that are using it at the moment. So here's Spa Store, which uses Keesubscriptions for a lot of products, and they've got that same auto delivery box where customers can select their subscription and their savings. And here's an example from Edible Blooms, who have customized the box a lot more and integrated it into their existing product configurator. So you'll see they have at the end of their configurator their subscribe and save box. Another thing that they've done that's different from the setup I've shown you before is that this product is available on subscription only. So that's also an option with Keesubscription, is to not offer the single purchase option for a product. Let's go back to this product and put it in our cart and look at what the checkout looks like. This will be very unsurprising because it looks pretty much exactly like the Neto checkout that you're used to. There's a few small differences. And when you add a product to the cart that has a subscription on it, we just add a little notice to make sure that the customer knows they've added a subscription product to their cart. And then in the cart itself, the selected interval is clearly visible. And also on the checkout, that order delivery interval is clearly visible under the product. And as you can see, this checkout contains other products as well that are not on subscription. So they will go through in a single payment, and Keesubscriptions will take out the subscription product in that interval that has been selected. Now, once the customer has purchased a subscription product, they can view and cancel their subscriptions directly from your Neto site as well. So I'll just log in as a customer that has some subscriptions on their account. So this is just your normal Neto My Account page. This customer is logged in through My Account. And with Keesubscriptions, they'll have their subscriptions available just under the orders. These boxes show the product that's on subscription, when the order was first placed, what the frequency is, and when the next renewal is. And of course, a big fat cancel button. We've found so far that customers are very good at finding this cancel button, even on sites that don't have clear explanations on where to find it, which is okay. It's not nice when customers cancel subscriptions, of course, but it saves you emailing to and fro, and it makes your customer relationships nicer. And that is pretty much it on the customer side of things. They just start receiving their subscription products, and that is it. From here, I'll move on and show you what it looks like for the merchant. I'll open up an order that has a subscription product on it. So this order that you're looking at now is the initial order. So this is the order that creates the subscription. It doesn't look interesting at all because it's basically your normal Neto order processing. There's nothing different about processing a subscription order other than that it clearly shows that this has been purchased with a subscription. It gets more interesting when the subscription renews. Here is an order that is a renewal order from a subscription. When a subscription renews, it always goes in 3 stages. First, the order is created a few days before the order, the subscription is due to renew. As I explained before, that is so that you know what's coming up and also so you can still edit the order. The order comes in without payments in the new status. And then once the order is ready to be paid for, so when the subscription is up, Keesubscriptions locks the order. And that is to make sure that while we attempt payment, you don't change the order anymore. Because obviously while we're attempting payment, we can't have the total amount change. And then finally, once the payment has succeeded, the order is automatically marked as fully paid. And by default, it is placed into the pick status. Now, this is a setting, something that you can change from within Keesubscriptions if you don't want your orders to go to pick straight away. But it's really quite clear that Keesubscriptions orders, once they've renewed, they become fully paid and they're ready to fall into your normal order management flow. And at every stage, a big sticky note is added to the top of the order to show you exactly what's happening at that stage. And that is really it for the order management. The next thing I wanted to show was what it looks like to configure an order. To configure a product for Keesubscriptions. I'll just open up the product from here. I'm just opening up that product that we looked at earlier that had the Keesubscriptions options on it. Now, the only thing you need to do to turn a normal product or any product into a subscription product is to create an extra option under the extra options with the name auto delivery and the intervals that you want to offer the product at. So that's the intervals, and to the right of it, the dollar discount for those subscriptions. And that is all you need to do to turn any product into a subscription product. It's also possible to do this with a CSV import if you want to do it in bulk. And with the theme tweak, this will automatically turn into that auto delivery box that you saw earlier.
Mike, just a quick question that I think is relevant at this stage. If you offer a subscription service where the product SKU changes over time, so for example, you're selling nappies and the size changes obviously over time, so you want to get a subscription for nappies, is there a way to manage that currently?
We actually haven't encountered that before. There is currently no way to do that, though I'm sure there will be ways around that. But yeah, no, off the top of my head and from what we've seen so far, the answer is no, but I'm sure that's something we can look at down the track, which is actually a good point to bring up our roadmap. I'll just bring that up on the screen.
So yeah, Robin, maybe if you reach out to Mike post the webinar, he'll be providing some information around how you can contact Keesubscriptions at the end, and he'll be able to potentially work with you around a solution in the future.
Yeah, no, great, because yeah, we do want to find out what other use cases there are. We've been working closely with a handful of merchants to make sure that everything that they would run into in their different scenarios, that it will be covered with how Keesubscriptions works. And there are a few things that we found out that need to be put in, and that's why we've got our roadmap, which isn't public yet, but we'll publish very soon. Which shows you there's quite a few features that we'll be adding in the near future. So this is what we're thinking of for the next 3 to 6 months. The first thing I mentioned before is that we want to start offering membership sites back to the Amazon Prime type of model. And we're gonna extend on that self-service portal.
So Mike, just going on to memberships quickly, something that we get asked a lot by merchants is, yeah, it's great how we can put different customers on different customer price groups or different user groups to give them a discount or give them different shipping rates, for example, like Amazon Prime do. But then we want to charge for that, benefit. So what you're saying is with this membership model, people would be able to create their own effectively Amazon Prime where they could move customers to a different price group to get different pricing and different shipping rates ongoing.
Yeah, exactly. So that means that when they purchase this membership product, and they will be automatically put into that membership customer group, and they will get all the perks that come with that customer group. And in that, it will lean heavily on what Neto features are available for different customer groups already.
Yeah, and that's great. And I just wanted to sort of highlight the fact that, yeah, with customer price groups, a lot of customers don't realize this because maybe they're not using customer price groups today because they're not a wholesaler, but you can actually extend customer price groups beyond just how it affects your product pricing. So like I said, you can actually have shipping methods that are dedicated to a specific customer group or customer price group. And therefore, once they sign up to a subscription of a membership through this new Keesubscriptions feature, they can receive a different price, but probably more importantly, and to align to what the big guys are doing, receive free shipping, provided they're paying you an annual fee or a monthly fee for memberships. That's really cool.
Yeah, cool. Or even rewards programs just for members. Yeah, there's a lot you can do. It's a really exciting feature, and I think a feature a lot of sites could really benefit from.
And just another question, I guess, and I don't know if you'll get into this later, so if you are, just say, but what happens when a customer's credit card details expire or are about to expire, I guess?
Yeah, so Stripe has a really cool a smart update feature where if a credit card expires and it's replaced with a new credit card, Stripe automatically updates that credit card for you. So it's something that should really be quite rare to happen in the first place. And then one of the things that's next in line for our self-service portal is to give customers the opportunity to update their credit card details whenever they want to, whether that's because their card expires or because they'd rather switch to a different card. And the same for switching shipping addresses. And one thing that I think is going to be really cool as well is to pull subscriptions. For example, if it's a coffee subscription and you go on holiday for a month, or you name it.
So that would be effectively, so is that including sort of changing frequency in the future of a subscription?
Yeah.
Through that pull? Okay. Yeah. Because there's a question just about that. So, okay, great.
Cool. Well, I think that is pretty much it for the demo side of things. Yeah, so finally, I'll just point out how you can get started with Keesubscriptions. Basically, to get started, you go to our website, which is keesubscriptions.com, and you scroll down to the Getting Started box in the middle of the page, and you enter your Neto store URL. This will automatically connect up your store with Keesubscriptions, and it will then guide you through the steps that you need to take. So that's link up your Stripe account and install a couple of theme tweaks to get the order delivery box and the self-service portal running, and then optionally some other theme tweaks in case you want to require Stripe and checkout or switch between different payment gateways depending on the subscription product.
And with the theme tweaks, is a developer required to do that, Mike, or is that something that's handled by Keesubscriptions?
It is something that's relatively straightforward to do. Their theme tweaks quite similar to the theme tweaks as Neto has them on their website. So any developer that has worked with Neto sites will be able to do them. They're not very involved. As Keesubscriptions, we do offer the full installation for $795. And that means we take care of all the theme tweaks and customizations that are required to get it into your theme.
Okay,
we
great.
do also the full documentation, so people can do it themselves.
Okay, awesome. And for those of you that aren't aware, we do have obviously the job request form on our website, and you can request for a developer to do these tweaks for you, which are well documented if you need. Okay, great.
Yep. That was everything I wanted to cover. I don't know if Ryan's got if there's any questions that have come through in the meanwhile.
Yeah, I think we pretty much answered all the questions. There was a question around whether or not customers could use credits. I don't believe actual credit that's on any of their account, but maybe buying on payment terms. But my understanding is that's not currently available, given this is powered by Stripe.
Yeah, that's right. So it will be Stripe credit cards only.
Yeah. And I guess just a reminder, if people want to check out this live in action, there are a number of Neto merchants that are already using Keesubscriptions. So you can have a look at luckypets.com.au, edibleblooms.com.au, and the Spa Store. They've all got examples of how they're using Keesubscriptions already. I think on Lucky Pets, just trying to think of the category of products that have got. I think they've actually got a mystery box, maybe. Which you can...
They've got it on all their pet medication.
Okay, great. So yeah, check out maybe the pet medication category if you're wanting to see it live in action, how it sort of flows through checkout. It's a good example of how that works.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. I'll just have a. Yeah, just another question, I guess, really quickly. whether or not there was any reminder prior to their credit card being debited that's issued to the customer.
Yeah, that's a good question. Keesubscriptions itself doesn't send any reminders, but we do have an integration with MailChimp. This is something you do need to request with us manually because we don't have an onboarding flow for that. But we can enable that on any site that's also on MailChimp. So what happens then is that for all the stages of an order, an event is sent to MailChimp. And as the merchant, you can fully customize the notification that goes out to the customer. So that's when the order is due to renew. So a couple of days before it is due to renew, when it is renewed, and when it is canceled. So that is a great opportunity to also communicate with your customers and market to them as well.
Okay, great. And how it currently works, the subscription is effectively perpetual until someone cancels it, either the merchant or the customer. There's no option for a fixed term subscription, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And then just a question, someone who popped in a bit late was just asking around how subscriptions can work for services. I mean, I presume that if you've set up your service as a product in Neto, which you can do, so non-inventoried product, it'll work exactly the same. So for example, if you're wanting to charge someone, a $30 fee for doing weekly cleaning, you could, set that up as a product, and effectively someone could check out who would manage the billing of that service, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, in that sense, it's nice how it is really built on top of Neto and really enables all the features that come native with Neto. So any product that you can sell on Neto can be sold on a subscription as well. Basically, the original order is replicated every time the subscription renews. So whether that's a physical product, service product, and again, a kitted products, variable products, etc.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, yeah, thanks very much, Mike. There are some questions related to pricing. So pricing related questions, if you can just go directly to keesubscriptions.com and you can contact Mike and the team through there. This is a recorded webinar and obviously prices will potentially change over time. So we prefer not to mention pricing on webinars, but they'll get back to you straight away. And I think there is actually a link on their website too to find out more information about pricing. So I think that's pretty much all the questions that were in the chat and Q&A. So yeah, thanks, Mike. Really appreciate it. Great to see this come to market. I know there's been a big demand for it over the years from merchants, and I can see huge benefit for lots of different business types. And obviously super excited about that membership option. That's going to, I think, be a game changer for our customers in a world where people are more and more familiar with the benefits that a membership subscription can have with an e-commerce store. So really appreciate it. And thanks everyone for joining us today. Again, we'll send out the recording of the webinar post today's webinar. And then if you have any questions, just contact Mike and the team at keesubscriptions.com. So thanks very much and have a great rest of the day. Cheers.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Mike.